WhistlinDiesel, The Destruction of His Secrets. Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction and is a parody. It is not to be taken seriously or as a representation of any real people or situations. Just a bit of fun. As the sun dipped low in the sky, Cody leaned back against the hood of his truck, feeling the cool evening breeze wash over him. Jake had stayed later than usual, helping him with some of the wreckage from earlier. Cody had always preferred working alone, but tonight was different. Tonight, something had shifted, and he didn't quite know how to handle it. He didn't need to destroy anything to know this feeling was real. So, Cody began scratching the back of his neck awkwardly. This doesn't feel like just blowing stuff up, does it? Jake, who had been quietly fiddling with his camera gear, glanced up with a sly grin. Not exactly. It's got a different kind of vibe. More electric. Cody chuckled nervously, his heart pounding just a little faster. Yeah, well, it's not exactly the kind of electric I usually deal with. Jake stood up and, without warning, walked over to him. The space between them suddenly felt small, too small, but in the best possible way. Jake's hands hovered just an inch away from Cody's chest, as if waiting for permission to close the distance. "I think you're ready for something a little more powerful," Jake murmured, his voice low, teasing. Cody's breath hitched. "I don't know if I..." But before he could finish, Jake was there, his fingers brushing lightly against Cody's chest, sending a jolt of electricity straight to his heart. It was all too much, but it felt so right. As Jake leaned in, Cody's mind raced, but his body reacted without hesitation. He leaned forward, closing the gap between them, his lips brushing Jake's in a soft kiss. The kiss was slow at first, testing the waters, but Jake's hands had a mind of their own, sliding down to the hem of Cody's shirt. As Jake kissed him again, this time with more urgency, he gently tugged at Cody's shirt, pulling up just enough to trail his fingers along the edge of his waistband. Cody's pulse quickened, but he didn't pull away. Instead, he deepened the kiss, his hands moving to Jake's shoulders, feeling the strength in his touch. It wasn't just physical. It was a promise. Jake smiled into the kiss, then pulled away just enough to catch his breath. "You sure you're ready for this?" Cody's eyes were wild with both nerves and something else, something he couldn't quite name yet. He gave a breathless laugh. "I've been wrecking stuff all day. I think I can handle a little wreckage of my own." Jake chuckled, his lips trailing a teasing pat down Cody's neck, every kiss sending a wave of heat through his body. "You're lucky I'm gentle for now." And just like that, they were both swept away by the rush of it all. Each touch, each kiss, drawing them closer into a world where there was no need for destruction, just connection. They pulled back briefly, their eyes meeting, both of them realizing they just crossed into uncharted territory. But this time, it felt like the perfect kind of crash. "Guess I'm not the only thing getting wrecked today," Jake said with a wink, a playful glint in his eyes. Cody laughed, his usual bravado creeping back in. "Well, some things are better left destroyed, but this is definitely worth keeping." Jake nodded, a smile curling at the corners of his lips. "Agreed." Expanding the WhistlinDiesel Cody, The Destruction of His Secrets, the heartfelt, playful edition. The lingering warmth of Jake's lips still tingled on Cody's. He glanced around, half expecting a camera crew to pop out, or maybe a rogue tractor to come crashing through the barn wall. So, Cody began, clearing his throat. "What now?" Jake grinned, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "Well, usually after a moment like that, people go for a drive, but maybe something a little less destructive this time." Cody nodded, a rare blush creeping up his neck. "Yeah, maybe, like ice cream, or not setting something on fire." "Ice cream sounds perfect," Jake chuckled, "and definitely no fire." They climbed into Cody's surprisingly clean truck, the silence a little less charged, a little more comfortable. As they pulled out of the yard, Cody couldn't help but notice the way Jake looked at him, a mixture of amusement and something else he couldn't quite decipher. "You know," Jake said, breaking the silence, "this is going to be interesting." "Interesting how?" Cody asked, a hint of defensiveness creeping into his voice. "Well, you're not exactly known for your romantic side. Jake teased. The internet's going to have a field day. Cody groaned. Don't remind me. I can already see the memes. WhistlinDiesel. From tractors to tender moments. Or, Jake suggested, Cody's secret soft side revealed. Cody rolled his eyes. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Maybe a little, Jake admitted, a playful smile on his face. But hey, it's refreshing to see a different side of you. They arrived at a small, old-fashioned ice cream parlor, the kind with checkered floors and vintage posters. As they sat in a booth, sharing a giant sundae, the conversation flowed easily. They talked about everything and nothing, from their favorite childhood cartoons to their most embarrassing moments. You know, Cody said, scooping a spoonful of ice cream, I never thought I'd be doing this. Doing what? Sharing ice cream with me? Jake asked, raising an eyebrow. Yeah, and, Cody gestured vaguely. The whole feelings thing. Jake's smile softened. It's okay to have feelings, Cody, even if you're WhistlinDiesel. But it's complicated. Cody admitted, I've built this whole persona, this whole image. What are people going to think? They'll think you're human, Jake said simply. And maybe, just maybe, they'll see that there's more to you than just explosions and engine revs. As they left the ice cream parlor, the sun was setting, casting long shadows across the street. Cody walked Jake to his car, the silence between them filled with unspoken words. So, Jake said, leaning against his car, what happens now? Cody hesitated, his mind racing. I don't know. I guess we figure out. That sounds good to me, Jake said, a soft smile on his face. He leaned in, giving Cody a quick chase kiss. See you around, Cody. As Jake drove away, Cody stood there, watching the taillights disappear into the distance. He pulled out his phone, his finger hovering over the camera icon. He could post a picture of the sundae, maybe a cryptic caption. Or he could just keep it to himself, a secret memory in a world of online chaos. He decided on a picture of the empty sundae dish with the caption, sometimes destruction looks a lot like sweetness. He hit post, and then with a deep breath, he turned and walked back to his truck, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. The internet could wait. He had a feeling he had a lot more sweetness to discover. Thank you for watching and sharing in this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, please remember to like and subscribe to Petals and Pride. Your support means the world, and together, we'll keep embracing our truth and celebrating who we are. Until next time, stay true, stay proud, and always bloom where you're planted.